KQKI News, I'm Brady Borrell. Good morning to you. I'm coming to you live from the foot of the Highway 182 bridge here in Berwick, where we are trying to get some updated information for you on the Highway 182 closure. Basically, this afternoon, a truck struck that cross beam yesterday afternoon, resulting in its closure. Since that time, we're going to try to get an update for you. We've got Berwick Police Chief David Leonard Sr. and Assistant Chief J.P. Henry. Chief Leonard, if you can give us an update, tell us basically what led to the closure, the circumstances of the truck hitting the beam.
We had a vehicle, 18-wheeler, that was traveling westbound, struck the beam. After striking the beam, it caused damages enough to where that for the public safety, we close the bridge. Protocol is to immediately notify the Department of Transportation, in which they did. With the 5 o'clock traffic, we tried to notify them to make appropriate responses to where they need to go and what time. We have been in constant communication with DOTD, and they're still unable to give us a time of arrival of whenever they're going to start working on this beam. As we get the information, it's going to be related back to you, but I would, if you're a commuter that has to cross the bridge to go to either Morgan City or Berwick, I would definitely prepare for an extended time due to the traffic. This morning we had a incredible amount of traffic going both ways, east and westbound. The old bridge is closed. DOTD is going to have to make the determination when it's going to be opened, and at this point, I think it'd be prudent for people who, again, will have to travel across the bridge, just be prepared. Again, with the one lane of traffic on the U.S. Highway 90 bridge affects this greatly, and that's what's causing the backups.
Of course, when we got on scene just now, there was just one truck from DOTD, and this is the big news right now, win. And there was a truck here. You can see there are no crews working on the bridge as of this time. They announced yesterday afternoon that they were going to keep the bridge closed throughout the night and into this morning to bring in additional equipment. That equipment is not on scene, so obviously that brings up concerns about the 5 o'clock commute or the afternoon commute. Assistant Chief Henry, we were talking before we came on the air that this morning, of course, rush hour, yesterday afternoon, it was a mess. It was a mess this morning. The queue was reaching into Bayou Vista. I'm not really sure what it was like in Morgan City. We know it was heavy. There were at least one, if not two, accidents in front of Walmart this morning. You're asking for people's patience. What can you guys do? Anything that you guys can do to assist with traffic flow, maybe at the light or anything else at Thurgeson?
This morning we were inundated with calls in reference to the traffic on Highway 90. Myself, I did go out there myself and monitor the situation and to see if there was anything that we could do to alleviate some of the issues that was at the traffic light and also at the J-turns. With that being said, while I was out there, there was so much traffic coming eastbound. The traffic that would typically take the old bridge was heading back westbound using the traffic light to make the U-turn to go back to Morgan City, and also using the next J-turn to go back to Morgan City. At that point, we could tell that there was absolutely nothing we could do to alleviate any of that specific traffic due to the amount of traffic that was out there. So we're just asking the people to be patient. Again, the bridge is down to one lane. The Highway 90 bridge is down to one lane, which is causing that other issue because all the people are trying to merge into that one lane to go over the Highway 90 bridge, which is just past the Ferguson red light. So we're just asking that everybody be patient with us. We're doing our best to keep the traffic going. But other than that, we just ask that everybody be patient. The 5 o'clock traffic this afternoon, we're hoping that the traffic starts clearing up soon from this point, and we're hoping that DOTD arrives on scene to repair the damages before the 5 o'clock commute.
And of course, what adds to the issues that the entrance ramp here at 182 to get to the new bridge, the Highway 90 bridge, is also closed. So it's not like you can take 182 and then get to the new bridge from there. So you only have one way up, and there's one lane. So that it's bottlenecking. We know there is an issue. Now, Chief Leonard, we have so many people commenting, it's just a cross beam. Can they take it down? Obviously, that's not your control. We know it's not part of the bridge structure itself. Everybody wants the perfect solution, but that's beyond your control. We want people to know this is a DOTD, it's a state issue beyond the control of Berwick.
That's correct. Ultimately, the DOTD has to be the one responsible to decide when the bridge is going to be opened. It's their responsibility. It's also our responsibility as the police department to make sure that the motorists are safe, to travel. In the position that the beam is in right now, it's not. Therefore, the bridge is closed, and upon notification of DOTD, they said they would repair it. They indicated they were going to be out here this morning. They're not out here as of yet, but everything is dependent upon DOTD to make the decisions to open or close the bridge.
Of course, Assistant Chief Henry, you guys will let us know once you get an update, but right now it all depends on DOTD. There's no equipment on scene. They have not started repairing it. We'll just hope for the best that this thing can open up by this afternoon to alleviate some traffic headaches.
That's correct. We just, we want to reiterate, just travel safely, drive the speed limits that are posted for these construction zones. As soon as we hear back from DOTD, we're going to be excited to open up this traffic, I promise, because we're getting inundated with calls. The offices, our personal cell phones, everything is we're being inundated with the calls. So we're just asking that the public bear with us and the Department of Transportation at this point, because again, it's all up to them whether or not whenever they're ready to make that determination to open up the bridge.
Well, thank you very much, Chief David Leonard Sr. and Assistant Chief Jonathan Henry with the Berwick Police Department. We'll check in sometime after lunch and see how things are going.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, and that's going to do it for us. We'll keep you updated on the Highway 182 bridge closure here in Berwick. I'm Brady Borrell for